It's all going to zero against Bitcoin.
It's going up forever, Wally.
You're against Bitcoin, you're against freedom.
Good morning, everybody. We are back. Huge win this morning. I am sure you can see the title. Grayscale wins a lawsuit against the SEC. A DC Circuit Court of Appeals is vacating SEC's denial of GBTC's conversion into an ETF. But guys, this doesn't necessarily mean GBTC is automatically converting into an ETF. However, but it's certainly bringing things closer to a spot Bitcoin ETF. So while extremely bullish, guys, and the price responded positively. So as I was telling my co-host today, Rustin, we're definitely less poor today, guys. But we don't have a timeline on what's going on. We don't have an idea of when this next move happens. But this is a step closer to the world slowly paving a way for mountains of capital to get into Bitcoin. So absolutely love to see it. But of course, we tell you guys every single day, take Bitcoin into self-custody, avoid the paper Bitcoin. But this is one of the good things about this court ruling. And we'll give you all the receipts. We'll give you guys the takes that people thought this was going to be instantaneous GBTC conversion into a spot ETF. So we got a bunch of receipts for you guys today. I got a bunch of threads. I got a bunch of takes from Bitcoiners. We even got a Bloomberg article to cover this stuff. And we're gonna give you guys the sauce today, guys. But first and foremost, obviously, this is great to see because we know that a spot Bitcoin ETF is inevitable. It's not about if, it's about when. And it looks like today that we are moving closer. We're inching closer to a spot Bitcoin ETF. Anyways, welcome to Simply Bitcoin. We are your number one source for the peaceful Bitcoin revolution. We cover breaking news, culture, and nomadic warfare. We bring on Bitcoiners from all around the world, from the biggest names to the everyday Bitcoiner. We got them all, guys, and we will be your guide through the separation of money and state. And of course, I'm not alone today. I do have my co-host, Rustin. Rustin, how you doing this morning? Before we get into what you're going to do on the culture, because I had to switch it up on Rustin this morning. He was going to cover the news, but this Grayscale news dropped, so he's going to go in culture today. But Rustin, what's your thoughts this morning? What are we covering on culture?
Yo, shout outs to Paul Revere. It looks like the institutions are coming. Big dub today, major pump. Things are looking good, but I'm here to talk about we had the longest bear market in Bitcoin history, and it was actually the most bullish bear market in history, and I'm going to tell you why. Lots of amazing developments. We had a long time to stack some extra sets and front run Larry Fink and Grayscale and all those guys. So make sure you do not miss out on that opportunity. Stack those bad boys. We're going to run through it, and of course, Opti's got all the ins and outs of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust this morning. The hype train has left the building. We died for the 300th time, and that zombie Bitcoin ain't going nowhere, baby.
The hopium is strong this morning. And as the saying was, and we've been telling you guys this for a minute on the show, what's the classic cliche meme about trading? Time in the market beats time in the market. When it's blood on the streets, even if it's your blood, that's when you buy, especially if you have any understanding about the Bitcoin price. It's usually sideways or maybe down, and then there's days when it just pumps and it goes absolutely nuclear. So are we in the beginning of this? Who knows? We'll probably crab market, but it is looking bullish for all of you guys out there. Anyways, let's get into the show.
The Bitcoin numbers.
Is your Bitcoin in cold storage really secure? Is your seed phrase really secure? Stamp Seed's do-it-yourself kit has everything you need to hammer your seed words into commercial-grade titanium plates instead of just writing them on paper. Don't store your generational wealth on paper. Paper is prone to water damage, fire damage. You want to put your generational wealth on one of the strongest metals on planet Earth, titanium. Your words are actually stamped into this metal plate with this hammer and these letter stamps. And once your words are in, they aren't going anywhere. No risk of the plate breaking apart and pieces falling everywhere. Titanium stamped seeds will survive nearly triple the heat produced by a house fire. They're also crush-proof, waterproof, non-corrosive, and time-proof. All things that paper is does not, allowing you to hodl your Bitcoin with peace of mind for the long haul. Stamp your seed on Stampseed.
All right, guys, you can scan the QR code at the bottom, get yourself a titanium seed phrase kit so you do not keep your private keys in your sock drawer in a piece of paper. All right, anyways, we're over here on Clark Moody's dashboard. And of course, the only date that really matters is the block height. We say this all the time. It is currently at 805,332. And like we were saying, man, and the Bitcoin price has been going up all morning. We're currently at a Bitcoin price of $27,850 per Bitcoin. And I asked you guys yesterday whether we would see 4K sats again. Well, none of us knew that this news was going to drop. So maybe we're never going to see 4K again. I think you guys said we weren't going to see 4K sats again. Anyways, the sats per dollar, aka Moscow time, aka how much your fiat dollar is worth, is currently at 3,593 sats per dollar. And then, of course, some other good numbers here. We got the total percentage issued of Bitcoin that will ever be circulating is at 92.71%. The current market cap of Bitcoin is at $541.9 billion. The realized monetary inflation, taking fiat currencies to school, is currently at 1.75%. The Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 4.21%. There's so much room to run in the hard money game, and we are on your tail, gold. Anyways, the total lightning capacity is currently at 4,625.02 BTC. I saw that there's some of the big lightning channels are rolling down some of their lightning channels. So very interesting stuff. I've yet to talk to my boy Jestifer over at Amboss, but I'll reach out to him and see what his takes are on all this. And the hash rate the last 90 days is at 377.9 exahashes or estimated at. And the current pending fees is at 2.21 BTC. It looks like we are hanging out around that 2 Bitcoin phrase. All right, guys. Anyways, I do have a video here for you. I got to pull this up over here as a tab, but I saw this clip of Jack Mallers, and I really am enjoying Jack Mallers' podcast, but I wanted to start with this clip, because so many people get lost in why we Bitcoin, why we do what we do, and it's very simple. And Jack Mallers has a great way of explaining this, and this is why we are Bitcoin only. This is why we are in the game of the separation of money and state. And let me just let Jack Mallers say it himself. So here we got a tweet, and he goes, "Money is a technology we created to solve the problem of coincidence of wants." And in this video, Jack Mallers explains this. If you've been around, you know exactly what he's talking about. But for you new people, maybe you don't really understand why we Bitcoin, what the whole fuss is about. But as he writes in this tweet, you exchange your labor for money, which in turn represents your contributions to society. The money you choose to store value is the technology you choose to value your life. Choose wisely. Hashtag Bitcoin. All right, let's get into this video, guys.
Sometimes when I'm with buddies and they're like, why does money matter? Why do you care? My answer recently is money is a reflection of your contributions to society. It's a technology that we created. Like I did this in the first episode of our podcast. I'll do it again with you. If let's rewind time thousands of years, and you grow bananas all day, and that's what you do with your time, your energy. That's how you contribute to society. And I grow apples all day, okay? Unless I coincidentally want bananas every meal, all the time, and you coincidentally want apples every meal, all the time, we're not gonna be able to exchange our contributions to society, right? And so money is a thing we created that solved something called the coincidence of wants, where if you are an expert windshield fixer and your buddy is a lawnmower and you're an Apple grower and the other guy's the CEO of Apple Computer, we can all take our collective contributions to society and exchange it for this thing called money. And then we can take the money and exchange it if we want a banana, or if we need our windshield fixed, or if we need our lawn mowed. And this money thing can actually store our energy and our contributions to this world as value. And then we can price things against it, and we can exchange it. And sometimes when
such a simple explanation, guys. And the reason I kind of wanted to start here is so that we can continue to double down on the idea of simplifying why we Bitcoin, why it's so important to have a money that doesn't steal from you. Because there is the meme that goes around in the world right now that money is just a figment of our imaginations, that it could be anything. If you believe it hard enough, it could be anything. And money's a technology, and there is very real attributes to the best money in the world. And Bitcoin is one of those best. Actually, Bitcoin is the best money in the world. And it is because it is hard cap. It is fungible. It is divisible. It is able to store value through time and space. It's digital money for a digital world. And I think it's important for us to beat these attributes into people's minds so they understand why we are in the hard money game in the first place. And it's not about speculating. It's not about just getting rich. It's about fixing the money, fixing the incentive structures of the fiat world so that we can better the planet, because the money that we are forced to use is designed to steal from us, guys. And I don't know about you, but I don't like that. So I have changed my value, my savings into Bitcoin. But anyways, Rustin, it looks like I'm kind of lagging. So you jump in and let's see if I can fix this.
Awesome. Yeah, love that conversation with Jack Mallers and, of course, Saquon Barkley. Okay, now what I really like about the conversation with Saquon is the fact that Saquon is an all-pro running back. He was like a Heisman contender back in college. He's one of the best in the business at what he does, and he takes part of his money in Bitcoin. And I think that's very important to NFL running backs especially. Okay, so a typical running back, the prime of their career, maybe 5 to 7 years tops. And a lot of these teams, they'll draft a running back early, let him ride his rookie contract, and they'll run him into the dirt those 5 years. They'll take all that punishment, all that abuse, and then they won't get that new contract. They'll get traded or then absorb a contract, but then they're not going to be the player they used to be. So I think NFL running backs, more than almost any position in the NFL, definitely need some exposure to Bitcoin. I love how Jack Mallers breaks that stuff down right there. And guys, I mean, we're still early, and Saquon, as far as I know, is the only running back taking Bitcoin as part of his salary. There are some other players. Russell Okung does some more like humanitarian work and philanthropy and promotes Bitcoin and things of that nature. But it's very good to see this. And again, the best athletes, shouldn't they use the best money? Shouldn't the best people in their various ways of life, and everybody at the end of the day should use Bitcoin, and it will help them reach their potential. It helps individuals close that, the wealth disenfranchisement and the widening wealth gap that's just been, since the war on poverty started. That's been doing very well. I think if anyone's been traveling to any city around the world, they can take a look around and see that many individuals around the world need some help, and no government, no centralized institution, no three-letter agency is going to provide the assistance to them that Bitcoin will, by empowering them to take control of their lives themselves. So that I thoroughly enjoy from the conversation. Bills quarterback Barkley? No, not Bills quarterback. That's a Giants running back.
And Rustin, I'm glad you brought that up, because there was another great clip that was coming out, and forgive my lagging. I don't know why my computer's lagging this bad today, but there was another clip that I wanted to play today, and it was Saquon Barkley as well, and he was talking exactly about what you just brought up, that when you are one of these top prospects, and you're granted this much money, you're not really taught about the best way to, manage your money, and you're just given all this money. And that's why there's so many athletes out there that absolutely get wrecked. They can be some of the best athletes in the world, and then they end up completely broke and destitute because they don't understand how money works, why they should save money. And to Jack Mallers' point, and I believe that clip, like, we are all forced to become speculators, and this is why we want a hard money that doesn't steal from us. It's so simple because you do not have to get forced to becoming a speculating financial advisor just to float, just to get by. And this is the world that we live in. Everyone has become a financial speculator, and that's because the money's broken, stupid. Anyways, let's get into this plug by our boys over at Bitcoin Conference. Yes, we are fresh off of Austin BitBlock Boom. And if you are in Europe, maybe you want to go hang out with other Bitcoiners. Bitcoin Amsterdam is October 12th and the 13th this year in a month or so. And then, of course, get the early bird tickets to Bitcoin Nashville 2024, July 25th and 27th. And you can use the discount code SIMPLY to get, I believe it's 10% discount. Anyways, let's get into the news, guys. We got a lot to cover today.
The Daily News.
All right, guys, before I get into the news, though, shouts out to our boy Brian DeMint, who wrote Bitcoin Evangelism. We say it all the time, man. Have you ever struggled to answer your skeptical no-coiner friends' objections, your boomer neighbors' questions, your Aunt Edna, who is worried about Bitcoin being the currency of the Antichrist, the annoying dude at work who is trying to dunk on you because the price is down? We'll get Bitcoin Evangelism on Amazon, and you can scan the QR code right here and go straight there and prepare yourself. As I was telling you guys yesterday, reading all these books, we can't really expect just a bunch of people to sit down and read 300 pages. It's about preparing yourself with the tools and the techniques so that you can better spread the Bitcoin signal. Anyways, guys, let's get into why you are here. So first and foremost, of course, we got the breaking news tweets from Bitcoin Magazine here. Breaking: Grayscale wins its lawsuit against the SEC over converting its fund to a spot Bitcoin ETF. So that is the prevailing narrative so far on Twitter right now. And here we go. This is from Bloomberg. U.S. court paves way for first Bitcoin ETF in Grayscale ruling. And we got here, Grayscale Investments LLC got a green light from a federal court to launch the first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund in the U.S., a watershed moment in the cryptocurrency industry's quest to tap billions of dollars from everyday investors. A three-judge appeals panel in Washington on Tuesday overturned a decision by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to block the ETF. The case is Grayscale versus SEC 22. Yeah, we don't need to get in, but let's get into a little more of the Bloomberg article here, so you guys can at least get the basics of what's going on, and then we'll get the Bitcoiners' take on top of it and help you guys wade through the hopium and what's actually going on. So, of course, we're on Bloomberg here, guys, and the headline is U.S. court paves way for first Bitcoin ETF in Grayscale ruling. Ruling by appeals court overturns decision by SEC to block ETF. The court says regulators' review was arbitrary and capricious. So I will read here a little more because I think it does a pretty good example of what's going on, overview, and then we'll get the Bitcoiners' take. So Grayscale got backing from a federal court to launch the first Bitcoin exchange traded fund in the U.S., a watershed moment in the cryptocurrency industry. The denial of Grayscale's proposal was arbitrary and capricious because the commission failed to explain its different treatment of similar products, wrote Judge Naomi Rao. And as you can see, and as I showed you guys in the beginning, the Bitcoin price jumped up after this news got dropped. So, hey, maybe people are liking that the SEC is losing out there. Anyways, Grayscale advanced substantial evidence that its product was similar to Bitcoin futures ETFs approved by the SEC. The underlying asset of both types of products are closely correlated, and the surveillance sharing agreements with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange are identical. Grayscale says converting to an ETF would help it unlock about $5.7 billion in value from the $16.2 billion trust by making it easier to create and redeem shares, which I think is the most important part about the spot Bitcoin ETF, and of course about GBTC converting to a spot Bitcoin ETF. And so just a little history here. In June 2022, the SEC rejected Grayscale's conversion proposal, arguing that an ETF based on Bitcoin, which trades on unregulated markets, lacked adequate oversight to detect fraud, and Grayscale sued to overturn the decision, accusing the SEC of discriminating against its product while proving similar Bitcoin futures ETFs. Grayscale sought to create an ETF because the trust closed-end structure doesn't allow for investors to redeem shares when prices fall, causing the trust to trade at steep discounts to its underlying Bitcoin. As an ETF, it could create and redeem shares to keep up with changing demand. absolutely huge when this does get approved. Again, guys, this is not about an if, it's about a when. And we've been covering the BlackRock news, the spot Bitcoin ETF, and there's obviously speculation of, hey, is BlackRock going to get approved first? But I think it is becoming clear that there is a queue of a lot of ETFs that will likely get approved around the same time. So I know as a Bitcoiner, we always talk about, take Bitcoin in self-custody. I don't like paper Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. This will unleash a lot of capital going into the Bitcoin market. Anyways, during a hearing on the case in March, the judges grilled the SEC about its decision and seemed to side with Grayscale's argument that the underlying market for spot Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures pose the same risk for fraud and manipulation. One is essentially the derivative of the other, Rouse said. The judge, they move together 99.9% of the time. So where's the gap in the commission's view? SEC lawyer Emily True Paris argued that unlike spot Bitcoin, futures are traded on a public exchange with federal oversight, so the pricing and monitoring is more robust. Paris said Grayscale failed to provide enough data to show that fraud on the spot Bitcoin market would show up on the regulated futures markets. Okay. Now let's get into some of the Bitcoiners' take here. So first, we got Dylan LeClaire, and he's got a tweet here, and it goes, Grayscale wins lawsuit against the SEC. DC Circuit Court of Appeals is vacating SEC's denial of GBTC's conversion into an ETF. Now, this does not mean that GBTC is automatically converting into an ETF, however. So let's look at this screenshot here of Rao, the circuit judge. So he goes, it is a fundamental principle of administrative law that agencies must treat like cases alike. The Securities and Exchange Commission recently approved the trading of 2 Bitcoin futures funds on national exchanges, but denied approval of Grayscale's Bitcoin fund. Petitioning for review of the commission's denial order, Grayscale maintained its proposed Bitcoin ETF product is materially similar to the Bitcoin futures exchange traded products and should have been approved to trade on NYSE Arca. And here's the part that is the highlighted part. That is where probably there's some confusion here and where we'll clarify. We agree the denial of Grayscale's proposal was arbitrary and capricious because the commission failed to explain its different treatment of similar products. We therefore grant Grayscale's petition and vacate the order. Okay, so moving back here, we got Corey Clipston who quote tweeted Dylan, and he goes, the correct take on Grayscale ruling is below. Lots of bullshit headlines out there already. Grayscale is now in the queue with dozen others rather than being totally denied. So again, this doesn't automatically change GBTC into a spot Bitcoin ETF, but this is a huge win for the capital that's going to flow into Bitcoin. Now, GBTC is looking like it's going to also be in the running for a spot Bitcoin ETF. And then jumping down, if you don't believe the Bitcoiners take, we have James Seifert here, and he's a Bloomberg analyst, and he basically doubled down on the same thing. So breaking, there it is. Grayscale wins their lawsuit against the SEC DC Circuit Court of Appeals, vacating SEC's denial of GBTC's conversion into an ETF. And again, this is the point, though. This does not mean GBTC is automatically converting into an ETF, but it certainly brings things one step closer. And so you can see there's nothing in here giving us any timelines on when the SEC has to issue another order. So I'm not sure on timelines. I was initially thinking something like a deadline of 45 days or 60 days, but nothing in here saying that. This is the brutal quote from Rao. The commission's unexplained discounting of the obvious financial and mathematical relationship between the spot and futures markets falls short of the standard for reasoned decision making. And then just to kind of double down on this, we are over here on No BS Bitcoin, and they got a good quote here and goes, it virtually guarantees they will approve BlackRock and Fidelity. Grayscale may need to refile, but they will almost certainly be approved as well. So again, we've been saying for a while, it's not about if, it's about when these spot Bitcoin ETFs will be approved. So, the SEC has been kind of playing this chicken in the train game, or what's it, head cut off. And what are they saying? Ruling dang, I'm blanking on what their wording was, but you got Saylor here and he goes, this District of Columbia Court of Appeals has paved the way for Bitcoin exchange traded funds. So again, I know some people are saying we are clickbaiting here, but this is a huge win because it moves the needle forward to a spot Bitcoin ETF being approved. And yes, this has obviously been bullish on the price this morning. The Bitcoin price jumped up to 27, maybe we're close to 28 now. And but this doesn't automatically mean GBTC is going to become a Bitcoin spot ETF, but it is looking like it's going to happen soon enough. But as the Bitcoiner, the cynical Bitcoiner here, I really like Nick Batia's tweet here, aka time value of BTC, and he goes, Bitcoin up 5% on SEC Grayscale news. SEC treatment of Bitcoin is a clown show. Any defeat for the SEC in court is taken as positive news for Bitcoin. So this is probably why we are seeing the Bitcoin price respond the way it is. But hey, love to see it. We knew this was coming. We knew that a spot Bitcoin ETF was a matter of when and not if. And here we are, guys. It is happening. I hope you didn't think we were going back down to 15K. I hope you are stacking. Anyways, Rustin, what's your thoughts on all this?
Hey, shout out to Matt J. The SEC won't let me be me, so let me see. Okay, but the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust sucked. Even after all these years, I don't think anyone ever explained that to me, and it actually made sense as far as the NAV and all these things with it. It was never really connected to spot. It wasn't an ETF. It's a trust, but people can't change it and they can't withdraw. But we are seeing that sometimes maybe the system works and checks and balances are in place and we can get some results that we wanted. So let's see. They mentioned arbitrary and capricious because how can you have futures ETFs that you don't have to hold the parity and not have a spot ETF? So that lunacy was just brought to light in public, in court. So Gary, I'm sure he had a fun time trying to explain that. But we're also seeing the power of the public and the people who requested, I don't know how many petitions have been signed to transition GBTC to a spot ETF. So that is impressive. And we're seeing the power of the people in some different ways around here. But you can't with any confidence, try to promote some paper futures ETF and then not have a spot ETF, which is probably the most honest of all the products there. As for the rules, they do have to hold to parity the underlying product. And I just wanted to get to this earlier. Narwhal Tacos brought up a good point. You do not want to use your stamp seed when crossing the border. Probably don't store that in your prison wallet.
Okay. All right, guys. I switched my camera because it seems to be lagging on me. So forgive me. But wow, Rustin never ceases to surprise us. Okay. Well, absolutely love it. But yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you were saying and your takes out there. And shouts out to everyone in the chat. But hey, Rustin, let's continue to double down and give them some more sauce with your culture segment, because if this news coming out from the SEC doesn't make you bullish, you should be bullish anyways. Obviously, we are Simply Bitcoin. We're always bullish. We stay bullish. We stay bull-tarded. But I think we have some more data points coming in that are going to make you want to stack even more than you already have. So we'll give you the floor, Rustin.
The Daily Culture.
Brought to you by SwanBitcoin.com. Swan is the best way to build your Bitcoin stack with automated Bitcoin savings plans and instant purchases, serving clients of any size from $10 to $10 million. We love Swan because they incentivize self-custody and dollar cost averaging. What are you waiting for? Visit SwanBitcoin.com.
And of course, guys, before we go on, we got to plug Pacific Bitcoin. Look, if you're not in Europe, if you're on the West Coast and you want to hang out with Bitcoiners, if you're FOMOing because you weren't in Austin at BitBlock Boom, make sure you make it to the Pacific Bitcoin Festival, October 5th and 6th in sunny LA. It is 30 days away, less than 40 days away or something like that. Math's hard. Anyways, your favorite Bitcoiners are going to be there. It's going to be awesome at the hangar like it was last year, and you can get your tickets today before price rises. I don't even know if they're rising, but I'm guessing they are. The GA ticket is $600. The VIP ticket is $2,900, and we will be there, man. I want to see you guys. Last year was awesome for the first year. I can only imagine that this year it's going to be even bigger and better. Anyways, Rustin, what do you got for us out there?
All right, so we got some good stuff. Now, let's look at this. Bitcoin bear market at 490 days. It is the most prolonged bear market in history, meaning that the diehards, the plebs, and the true believers had more time to stack this bear market than any time in history. Now, let's go ahead and move on. So that is already bullish, as we will continue to build on that. But also news, Bitcoin historically trading below the 200-week moving average, also associated with a bullish wave. And Michael Saylor tweeted that out earlier, and it had the kind of the Loople chart, and we're in that deep blue kind of coming, and we just hopped back above the 200-week moving average with the bullish news this morning with Grayscale. So some interesting developments. Adding to the bullishness, guys, the scarcest, the only finite supplied true asset on the planet is becoming even more scarce as the supply in Bitcoin is at its lowest point in over half a decade. Only approximately 6% of Bitcoin, the overall out of the 21 million, is currently on exchanges, and that is the lowest level since December 2017. So go ahead and check that chart out, and this is where we are at, and we trace back right about, coming right off of that peak. So it's very interesting, history rhyming and things of that nature. Let's see what takes place. And we got Grayscale will be added, of course, into this list. But our full list, we've got ARC21, iShares from BlackRock, the Bitwise, the VanEck, the Wisdom Tree, Invesco, Fidelity, and Valkyrie. So let's go ahead and see the first deadlines. November, we got September 2nd for iShares Bitcoin Trust, September 1st for Bitwise, September 2nd, VanEck, September 2nd, Wisdom Tree. So all these guys, September 2nd, Fidelity, Invesco, except for Valkyrie. Then the next date goes into October 17th is where they're looking for the second deadline. Final deadlines are right in the first quarter of 2024. So those are in March. So if those final deadlines were met, that would be 1 month before the official halving comes into effect. Major bullish action, because this isn't the 2017 fake Paul Revere's. He's really coming around the corner, and the redcoats are coming, and we could say that because institutions, new levels, new devils, the rehypothecation risks are there. But I want to show you something else, and if history rhymes, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's take a look at the shiny rock gold prior to the gold ETF, okay? It was a dead rock, and then gold's price 4x'd over 7 years, and that's gold, right? 7x'd over 4x'd over 7 years. So if we take a look at this, the spot Bitcoin ETF, again, major catalyst, and Bitcoin moves a lot faster, okay? And it's truly scarce and verifiable. So that just gives you an idea of things that could come down the pipe. Like an ETF didn't even get approved today. They just said the SEC's reasoning for denying it was regarded. Okay. So that's coming up. And we had the, who was that? Matt shouting out Eminem earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. If you had invested $100 in Bitcoin when Kamikaze featured the Bitcoin shout out, it was Royce the 5'9". Everyone used to bite nickel. Now everybody doing Bitcoin. You'd have $368.81, a 268% increase on your cuckbuck investment. Now, also bullish, guys, and this is with, Larry Fink and BlackRock, they got to buy a lot of Bitcoin because there's going to be massive demand for these products. All of these guys. And Robinhood is already the third largest holder of Bitcoin with 3 billion stashed, and that's according to Arkham Intelligence. So that wallet we were tracking for a couple weeks ended up being connected to Robinhood. So guys, massive institutional, are going to have to come in and accrue some Bitcoin for all their products. And then, the plebs are stacking. No one cares. We are going hard as fuck stacking those sets, baby. And no one's going to tell you any different or me any different or anyone else, because we know where this is going. And we just got the sign off from the largest asset holder on the planet. And that also is saying all your ESG bullshit, Greenpeace, you can shove that up your prison wallet and get the hell out of here, because Bitcoin ain't stopping. Bitcoin is here to promote everything, whether you're environmentalist or not. Bitcoin is here for you. We're going to make flare gas great again, I guess, and we're going to monetize all this wasted energy. We're going to stabilize the grid and make energy cheaper for everyone. So go fuck yourselves, Greenpeace. Bitcoin stays winning.
Hold on. Hey guys, smash that like button. You do not get this type of content anywhere else. But anyways, let's get back to some of this news story here that you got. Oh man, you crack me up. All right, so of course, man, this has been the longest bear market I think ever. And we have the numbers. And not only do we have the numbers to show that, but it's felt like the longest bear market. And you can see that everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people have the bear market fatigue right now. They're starting to feel that pain, but it does have inklings of moving forward. It does seem like we are starting to get out of the woods, because there's
check out this take. Matthew J just posted in here. So he said, "Yo, simply, is it possible that Robinhood is holding it for BlackRock or institutions, a pension fund, sovereign wealth fund?" I mean, totally possible. So they're trying to front run to be the person they come to get their goods. So definitely possible. I mean, all things are open. We can't really take too many things off the table here, but that is a great take, Matt.
Soon. We will only know in time. But of course, I mean, since we're talking about Robinhood, guys, of course, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, maybe I'm forgetting things. I do have a bad memory, but take your Bitcoin into self-custody. I'm pretty sure Robinhood allows that, guys. Do not leave your Bitcoin there. But yeah, maybe, dude, Matt, maybe you are 100% correct there. Anyways, let's get back to this a little bit. I think it's all adding up very good. And it's something that we've seen in the past. I've been here for, I don't know, 2 cycles now. And there is kind of a trend that you see during bull and bear market. During the bear market, any amount of bad news, the price dumps. So even if it's noise, and in a bull market, any amount of good news, even if it's noise, pumps the price. Now, again, do we know if we are really out of this bear market, out of the crab market?
Yeah, Opti, it was just like, think about this bear market. Has there ever been a bear market with this much bullish news, like throughout the whole thing? I mean, this is crazy.
So
From like, like from starting with all of it, there's possibility of Russia, trading in energy priced in Bitcoin and all this stuff that's come out. And now here we are, we're finally getting, touching that 28K mark and starting to pump. And maybe this is it. Maybe that was the catalyst, but we'll see.
Yeah, and it's just important, guys, to continue to stack, continue to accumulate. I was hearing the Cafe Bitcoin Spaces this morning, and we know, or maybe you guys don't know if you're new to the space, but the Bitcoin price moves on the margins. There's not much Bitcoin on the exchanges, as Rustin showed us. And it's all the degenerate traders that are making the price fluctuate, that are getting the noobs wrecked out there. But the name of the game, guys, is accumulation. Accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. Right now is the time to be auditing your behavior, auditing your finances, and getting as much exposure as possible, because it's something we've been talking about for a minute on the show. This could quite possibly be the last bull run where the average person can get a hold of a full coin. And this is generational wealth. And if you can acquire one coin, someone said in the chat, if you can get one coin, that means that a millionaire out there in fiat terms won't be able to get a coin, guys. This is when you want to double down on your cash flows, double down, maybe work overtime, sell your shares. But again, guys, we say it all the time. I know they're saying we're geeking on the show. We're getting excited today. I've been warning you guys for a minute that I am going to be absolutely unbearably bullish on this show when the price starts pumping. I'm okay with this. I acknowledge this. But we say it all the time. Stack sats and stay solvent. This is the way, guys. Do not get yourself over leverage. This is the beauty of Bitcoin, and hence why we kind of played that Jack Mahler's clip in the beginning, because it's all about holding the best money and not turning yourself into a speculator, not getting over leverage, not going full degen mode on this. Just stack sats, take that Bitcoin into self custody, and this is the way. And right now, I know it's getting a little frothy, but I've been warning you guys for a couple of weeks now that now is the time to get all your ducks in order. I know we dropped a clip on our YouTube channel about UTXO management.
Update, check Tucson's.
Oh my God. Hey, was this the final capitulation we needed? We've seen some capitulation in the last couple of weeks. Maybe we got the sacrifice we needed, Tucson. Absolutely love to see it. But yeah, right here, look, BTC Moon Guy says it best. It's a war. Accumulate Bitcoin or die, guys. You know, I know it sounds like we're being hyperbolic a lot of times, but it really is Bitcoin or slavery. It really is CBDCs versus Bitcoin and freedom money versus dystopian tyrannical money. And this is why Bitcoin will win. This is why the world is starting to wake up to it. And even I was kind of gonna wait for this tomorrow, but maybe it's a good time to kind of bring this back in, because Rustin kind of explained it well. Like, this bear market, I think, has been one of the bullish bear markets we've seen in a long time. Obviously, people are taking Bitcoin into self-custody. It seems like Bitcoiners are waking up out there. We're making new Bitcoiners. They're practicing the best Bitcoin habits, taking Bitcoin into self-custody, not trusting middlemen. And of course, we have the biggest asset manager in the world embrace Bitcoin. And I've said it as a joke in the past, and now I'm not the only one saying this. And you know, Saifedean said this as well. I said in the past, like, maybe we're all afraid of BlackRock breaking Bitcoin, but maybe it's Bitcoin that brings BlackRock down. And Saifedean just tweeted this yesterday, and he was quoting the white paper, and it's that famous quote from the white paper from Satoshi himself that says people will be incentivized to follow the rules versus trying to, you know, do nefarious stuff. So it's looking like the Bitcoin incentives are continuing to stay pure. It's continuing to fix the fiat world. And again, guys, we're seeing that even the SEC out there, an institution, is starting to have to play by the same rules for everyone, which is absolutely bullish for Bitcoin. And I say it all the time. I know. Look, I already hear someone's like, Opti said bullish like 47 times on today's show. Yeah, whatever, guys. It is what it is. It makes me think of the meme, Bitcoin changes you, you don't change Bitcoin. And it's only a matter of time until all these institutions bend the knee to Bitcoin. They realize that Bitcoin is, at least in America, you know, constitutionally protected. It is a free speech matter. You know, it's not illegal. They can try to say whatever they want. They can try to get you to endorse a certain politician so that, you know, he protects your Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is already protected as long as they follow the oath that they said they were going to follow when they got into office. But anyways, guys, TLDR, this is when you should be stacking. I think this is the safest time to be stacking Bitcoin. This is the time when we have so many receipts, so many examples that you can show your parents out there, your boomer parents out there, your friends out there. From every example, we have the bait to catch the fish now. Hey, do you follow traditional financial world? Well, hey, look, BlackRock's endorsing Bitcoin. Do you follow the ESG fund? Well, look, Bitcoin is fixing the energy problems. Or are you simply just a number go up, guys? Well, hey, look, Bitcoin is still hard cap, and all this capital is about to get unleashed into Bitcoin. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling extra bullish this morning. And it's only, look, I'll tell you now, I'm going to get stupidly bullish, guys. I'm going to get bull-tarded. But hey, this is why I'm here, okay? This is why I'm here. Anyways, Rustin, you want to jump in a little more before we get into the meme? Because I already, everyone's already having a bunch of fun. I can't even keep up.
Oh, yeah. The chat's out of line. We have, you know, a hot take from Skip on Down the Road. He's not a professional in his field, but he knows a certain someone when he sees it. Sorry about that, Opti. He shamed your woman. So I don't know if there will be
wait. Can you pull it up? What's going on?
I don't know if there will be a sign the waiver for this, but he said, Christine Lazard, I'm not a gynecologist, but I know a when I see one.
Okay. Yeah. Great censoring. Great censoring.
Epic.
Oh,
But
man.
no, man, so many great things are happening. And I like that, Yellow, go ahead, patent that, put it on a bumper sticker. Opti, August 2023. This has been the most bullish bear market in the history of Bitcoin. So go ahead, wear that with pride, baby. We're going up forever, Laura. Sailor told you all the developments are starting to come to a head. And also all the developments in clown world are starting to come to a head too. They're going to meet some interesting opposition, it appears, in the coming months. But, Bitcoin is here to support everybody and to make sure that whatever the state tries to do, well, they can't take your money and we become ungovernable and we form a free market future, the freedom future, the liberty future that has been corrupted and stolen from us by fiat. So let's go ahead and get on the move, stay on the mission, keep sending those signals out there, send all the Bitcoin content you can to your friends, family, and loved ones. Who knows what video it is that's going to click? Like, I know we were talking Opti, like Robinhood, right? Early in my journey, I'd got some sats on Robinhood, and then I was like, well, shit, I can't move this stuff. What the hell is this? And then I learned, well, that's not Bitcoin. So, then I had to start going down that journey and so that was eye-opening for some, and some people that may be the way they get their first sats because the UX is so free, but we got to make sure that we have all the tools in place. Like if you guys watch our show, me and Dell, we promote the Bitcoin way, and they're like an IT team in the Bitcoin industry. So if you need help with cold wallets, hardware wallets, nodes, no KYC purchases, it's a good place to go. And great to have them on board and as a partner to help. So you can shoot your friends and family over there if they're just starting their journey and they want to learn. You can get a 30-minute free consultation with V for BTC over there. So that is great. And I think I saw a chart. Another thing you were talking about, Opti, is the fact that during this bear market, there's been the amount of Bitcoin being moved into self-custody and taken off exchanges is wild. So what happens with that? And then you have the halving, right? So there becomes smaller and smaller sell pressure on the market. And this is the first time that there has been a negative sell pressure into the market. So you have a truly negative deflationary play coming in here. And that's when you mix in the mining kind of economics with the Bitcoin supply issuance economics. So very interesting and very bullish. And a lot of people, are doubting what's going to happen with miners with this upcoming halving. But there were a lot of signs that shows, they're going to do just fine. We had, who was that, Riot or Marathon on the other day? And they were talking about, you want to have a lot of cash on hand and things like that during the bear coming into it. But also the people that have been building like madmen in the mining industry. I mean, if you want to know a leading indicator or a massive bullish divergence, you just look at the hash rate and you tell me if you should be bullish on Bitcoin or not. I think that is the golden ticket, telling us where Bitcoin is headed, because its value is becoming exponentially its value is exponentially increasing with the hash rate. All right, so I saw another thing. There was a Amazon quantum computer mock-up, right? And they said it would take 10 million of those quantum computers just to make a single double spend in the Bitcoin network. So that lets you know Bitcoin is the quantum computer. It is the strongest computing network on the planet, and its value is much higher than where it is today. So just keep stacking. We know where things are headed, right?
Hold on. All right, guys, before we get into the memes, like that, what's it called? Smash that like button. We usually break the 100. Let's see if we can get an all-time high here and break that 200 mark for the first time ever on Simply Bitcoin. You don't get this content anywhere else. But anyways, let's get into the memes because this is your favorite portion of the show.
The Daily Meme Review.
Brought to you by Kaboomracks. I get this question all the time. Nico, where should I buy Bitcoin miners? The answer is Kaboomracks. It's the best place to buy Bitcoin miners. That's where you're going to find the best deals and the best prices. Start your mining utopia today. To check out their racks, you got to go to t.me/Kaboomracks. Join their Telegram group and start your mining journey today. Kaboomracks.
Let's go, guys. All right, so this is the meme review where you guys tag me in memes on Twitter at simplybitcointv, or you can tag me on my personal account, Optimus Fields, and we will review your memes. They don't have to be your memes. If you see your favorite memers memes and you think it should come on the show, tag us on it and we will add it to the show notes. And then, of course, you can join us on t.me/simplybitcoin in our Telegram group and drop them in there. Our Telegram group is super lively now, and it's all kinds of conversation in there. If you want some more hands-on conversation, some more intricate details, some more, just hanging out with some Bitcoiners, get into our Telegram, t.me/simplybitcoin. Anyways, memes are powerful, guys. As you can tell, we are in an information war. And as you guys know, man, there is way too much shitcoin content on YouTube. And this is why we do our show the way we do, so that we can compete, so that we can make sure that people don't get lost in the sauce. Tweets are the bullets, memes are the artillery. We are in an information war, and the world still hasn't found out that Bitcoin is the solution to its problems. Anyways, let's get into the memes, guys. This first meme is by my boy, the BTC therapist, and he goes, "How long will you hodl? Hashtag BTC." And we got a stadium here, and it just goes Bitcoin at the top. And we got a stadium here of the single lone Bitcoiner. This was you guys, all of this bear market. You were stacking. People were calling you stupid. I'm sure you got dumped by your girlfriend because you were poorer. All that good stuff. We were the lone person in the stands at 25K stacking. And once we get to $1 million, we're going to fill up the arena, because everyone and their mother and grandmother is about to hold on to some Bitcoin. And as you can tell, the floodgates are coming, guys. I hope you stacked. I hope you prepared. I hope you're playing Hungry Hippo out there, because the only number that matters is the sats under your control. Okay, this next one. Shouts out to my boy Cotton Wolf on Twitter. This might get a little spicy, but I absolutely love this one. We got the classic meme here of the guy like trade offer. And he's the federal government, and he goes, "I receive 1/3 of your paycheck. You receive roads. Just kidding. Laughing my ass off. Nothing. Fuck you. I hate you. The state hates you." Okay. I had to drop that one in. Sorry, guys. All right. The next one is by Ropium, and he goes, "If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to try to convince you. Sorry." Classic Satoshi quote. And we got the crying Wojak over here, the pink crying Wojak. And we got Bitcoin in his computer. And just don't read the keyboard here, guys. And it goes, "God, I don't get it. Is it political? Is Bitcoin political? What's the message in this? What is Bitcoin? Oh, why don't I get Bitcoin?" Put in some work, stack some sats. Bitcoin changes you. You don't change Bitcoin. Time in the market beats time in the market. All the good memes. Stay humble, stack sats, stay solvent. This is the way. Okay, and this next one is by VJ Boyapati, aka @real_VJ, and it goes, "It's just a matter of time." And we got a chart here, and we got the x-axis. Wait, which one's x? Is x sideways? Time. Y-axis is trust, and you can see gold's over here with a lot of time and a lot of trust, and it's only a matter of time until Bitcoin catches up, until Bitcoin gains that trust. It's the only thing gold has on us, is that 1,000-year time span. Bitcoin's only 14 years old, and the longer the network stays up, the longer TikTok next block continues to happen. Bitcoin will become ubiquitous with the modern world, with strong hard cap money.
Time is your friend.
Time is your friend. And it looks like we have a little time before things start to get frothy. So I hope you're stacking out there. All right, this next meme is by Wojak Bitcoin. And I was going to post your version, Wojak, but I really like Steven Lubka's just little quip on top of it, because that's the theme of the show. Bitcoin really changes you. It doesn't just change you on an individual level. It doesn't just change people on the corporate level. It doesn't just change people on the nation state level. It is changing institutions in real time. And Steven Lubka, I forget what your Twitter is, Dazimbala Hodl, goes, "Bitcoin really changes you." And we got crying Wojak with his mask on. He looks really smart. You think you're super smart. And it goes, "My opinion on money 5 years ago. We need to increase the minimum wage and tax the rich. We need to make wealth. We need to make we need to make sure wealth is distributed equally." And then my opinion on money now. And that's low key kind of the bell curve meme. We got the Wojak with laser eyes in the hooded robe. And it goes, "My opinion on money now. Money Money is how a transpersonal economic system transmits information. It is an accelerant of both virtue and debauchery. It coordinates a collective economic hive mind and cannot be controlled or coordinated. Money is transcendent. Bars. Okay, this next one. Shout out to my boy HC, aka at Huddle Tarantula on Twitter. And we got this cool AI dub with the Bitcoin logo here. And he goes, I found my forever job. And because I love what I do, I won't work a day in my life. Do what you're passionate about. Be yourself. And the doors that open will be manifold. Couldn't agree more. This is what we're doing here at Simply Bitcoin. Not only that,
and also, do not make the mistake of arm wrestling Huddle Tarantula. that doesn't end well.
He's swole. But man, it's about you guys finding what you're good at, putting your skills towards a better life and saving in the best money possible so you can get yourself out of the rat race. This is the most important thing to be doing. The amount of human capital that's going to get unlocked in this next bull run is going to be absolutely marvelous for planet Earth, for you as an individual, and for the productivity of humans, of humanity. This is where we're headed, guys. Okay, as you can tell, I think I'm feeling it. I think I'm feeling the vibes, Rustin. All right, this next one is Maxi's Club, and we got a fiat Maxi, an alligator troll here, and he goes, government's banning Bitcoin, and it's a play on the classic Kool-Aid man meme here, but we have Bitcoin in an astronaut suit just breaking down the door. This is the way, guys. We are going. Wait, hold on. I got it for you guys. 1 second.
Rocket ship, get on board.
So why? What's the second best? There is no second best.
All right. That wasn't a meme. That was an essay. All right, guys, drop your meme review score in the chat live, and we will cover them live, and we'll bring them up on the show. All right, my meme review score is, shameless plug to my boys over at Mutiny. You guys saw me wearing the shirt, but the Mutiny shirt, Marlboro Man Mutiny shirt, I think this has become my favorite shirt. Shouts out to the Carman and Tony and the whole team over there. They're absolutely killing it. I shill it any chance I get. I endorse my friends making cool stuff. All right, Rustin, what's your meme review score?
All right, so I got our little lanyard from BitBlock Boom, where I popped my BitBlock Boom cherry. It was incredible. We hung out a lot. It was great. So, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm getting trolled so hard in the chat. All right, guys, let me see. Is there some meme review scores in the chat? All right, wait, actually, before we do that, I told you guys yesterday, our store at simplybitcoin.com, we are having a few issues right now accepting Bitcoin. We are working the kinks out. We should get that back to you guys live by the end of the week. We got a meeting to try to figure it out. And of course, Nico will be back at the end of the week as well. So let's, just bear with us, guys. We love you. We appreciate it.
I can see Yellow basically gave them all a 10 out of 10.
Okay. All right. First one, Bammerski. Shouts out to you, bro. I'm still playing the intro song in the spaces every single day. And he goes, meme score, SEC tiers. Let's go. We got Bitcoin for Canadians. I give meme a perfectly made sandwich for lunch. Oh, it sounds so good. I'm on a fast right now, but it sounds delicious. Okay. Elaine score. Bitcoiners remember stacking at over $50,000. I do. Happy days ahead. Let's go. Yes. Stack at all prices.
True plebs always buy the top.
Yeah, Bitcoin tops are just historical timestamps. Narwhal Tacos score 200 plus likes. Did we get it? Oh,
we're over.
Okay,
dude.
shouts out to all you guys. Yellow, they all get
Let's go.
They all get a P. If you know, you know. Okay, yes. Matthew J. My meme review score is a Bitcoin hat that I still don't have. All right, Matt. Bear with us.
Soon.
As you can tell, we're still having issues with our store. Once we get over this first batch, we're going to print out a new batch. We are talking with Bitcoin artists so we can get you guys some exclusive Simply Bitcoin merch. I will print the hats. Just give me some time, bro. There's only like 5 of us that are on this team full time. All right, just bear with us. Okay, this next meme is by Satwise Jenks, and he goes, "I give these memes one Nobel Prize for economics for Satoshi Nakamoto." Yes, this is the way. Okay, Hammersaw goes, "I give these memes Girl Scout cookies." Kim, I don't know if I can say that one, but I like it. Shout out to you.
Oh, okay.
Randmore,
that was good.
Score, Fink Stink, use a deodorizer. Yes. Steve Dre, I give the memes $2,900. Yes, as you can tell, everyone's freaking out for a $2,900 price pump. This is the way. All right, let's go. Last one. And it's not the last one because I have no more scores. It's the last one because of the buzzer. All right, John Pleb, my meme review, 91 criminal charges. All right, man.
I accidentally did that just today.
All right, man. Thank you guys. All-time high in live viewers. Shouts out to you guys. All-time high in likes. I guess people like to hear ETF news. All you guys out here that are complaining about macro,
look at
apparently
you.
they like it. Oh man! All right. Well, Rustin, really appreciate it. You guys go watch Rustin.
Much love, guys.
On the timeline, our YouTube timeline, we are dropping original clips over there, and we got a whole bunch in store for you guys. But of course, come join us on Twitter Spaces. We are live currently until 2 p.m. Eastern time. Continue the conversation. Let's get hyped in there, guys. Let's keep doubling down. And of course, like, share, subscribe if you think we're adding value to your life. But come back tomorrow. We have all kinds of content for you guys. Make sure you're not sleeping on our YouTube timeline. Anyways, guys, peace out. I love you. Till then, I'll see you tomorrow. One second. Let me make sure this stream is over. But of course, we're back in Simply Bitcoin Twitter Spaces. We are live. This is a Bitcoin space by Bitcoiners for Bitcoiners. So come up here, add your 2 cents to the conversation. As you can tell, we got stupidly bullish on today's show.